Hi friends, it's Sheila and welcome back to my channel. I thought I would come on today and just kind of have a heart-to-heart with you all. There's some things I wanted to discuss, and as you can tell by the title of the video, it's some hardcore stuff. So first of all, once I do this video, you will have an explanation as to why my schedule has been a little bit chaotic as far as my uploads. I missed Saturday again. I feel really bad, but I promise this coming up Saturday, which is I think the 24th, somewhere in there will be a video that's going up. It is actually going to explain where I am right now. I'm in a different part of my home and I can't wait to share with you all this little room here. I guess I just really need to go ahead and get started. I don't even know where to start. So I'm just gonna start talking, and you all know I have a tendency to just ramble. So if this video becomes too rambly for you all, I'm so sorry, but I am being very real. So I've mentioned to you all on and off about there's been a lot of changes in my job as far as we got a new system and things been a little bit crazy, a little bit chaotic, a little bit hectic. That's to say the least. So I have found myself a tad bit stressed out with work. I found myself not really liking my job right now. And it's affected me more than I could have imagined. I don't want stress in my life because of everything that I've gone through. Stress is like my worst enemy. I'm trying to figure out ways to de-stress, is that a word? I'm not very successful in it right now. So that has been the reason for the chaoticness as far as my uploads. I have footage out there, but I just haven't taken the time to edit, put it together, and put it out in a video. So my apologies. So I want to talk to you all a little bit about the stress that I've been going through with the job, the reason why I'm not really liking my job right now, and just kind of sharing my story, which my story, your story, all of our stories will always be different. But sometimes when we share our stories, we're able to help other people through their story. So as you all know, if you're new to my channel, you might not know, but my oldie but goodies know that I left a corporate job that I had been in for some time, 35 plus years. I actually went to work for another company between coming to the job that I have now, but we don't even want to talk about that. I ended up at the university, which was perfect timing, stress-free job. I went through breast cancer. That was the best place to be. I was amongst doctors and nurses, and it was just perfect for me. When I was in my corporate job, I was in management. I had a lot on my plate. I dealt with a lot of stress every day of my life. I made a lot of decisions. I was in charge of a lot of things. In this job, I am an office manager, but I'm really not in charge of a lot. I just make sure that the office runs smoothly. I pay bills. I check in students. I check out students. It's not a very complicated job, but I like that right now. That is what I need in my life. God put me here for a reason. We recently went into a new system. It's called Medicat, and it is a system where all of our students' medical records will be electronically kept now versus on paper. We started this process before the pandemic happened. The pandemic happened, slowed everything down, basically brought things to a halt, but we paid all this money for the system, and so this was the year that this system needs to be up and running. Full force, everything went into let's get the system up and running, which was fine. But what was happening is I am actually the lowest person on the totem pole in my office. There's the doctor, the nurse practitioner, and then there's the nurses, and then there's me. I quickly found out, me being the lowest person on the totem pole, I don't know that my opinion was valued very much when it came to speaking about the system, what we needed to have it do, different things like that, things that we were going to need in order to function properly. Now let me clarify by saying, I'm not saying that I was being mistreated in any way. I just think it was just kind of nonchalantly forgotten about. That the system is there to work with the students as far as medical information, but it also needs to work with me so that I can get reports out and things of that nature. I think that was just totally forgotten. And every time I would bring it up, it would just kind of get swept under the rug, pat on my shoulder. Don't you worry, we're gonna get to you soon. We promise. I don't like that glare that's happening. Hold on. Did that get better? Yeah. The lighting may have gotten a little off as well. We're just gonna go with it, okay? Push forward to the beginning of the school year. School opened up, we're full force. I no longer have the means of the old things that I was using to get my reports and to do the things that I needed and to actually check out the students properly. So I am asking questions like, hey, we're live now. I need this, I need that. Where is it at? The answers that I was getting was very, or have been and still are, very much like, don't you worry. And I'm like, we're live now. Like, I need these things to be working. I'm still getting it's gonna be okay. And I'm behind in some of the things that I need to do because I don't have the means to do them because of the system. So, what am I learning from this experience? Let's talk about that. I'm kind of all over the place, and I'm sorry. I realize that as I'm talking, but I'm talking as it comes to my mind because y'all know it. I have this little notebook here. I didn't write any notes in it. I should have, but I'm literally about to go have lunch. Well, not lunch, have coffee with a new friend, and I'm so excited. Her name is Molly, and I am so excited about meeting with her. We're going to Merit Coffee, which is a coffee place that I shared with you all in one of my vlogs. I got that vanilla latte, and it cost me like $9 or something, whatever it was. I'm going there again today. It's all about the atmosphere. It's all about the company. We ain't gonna even worry about the price. We just gonna go and have fun. So anyway, brief intermission there. And by the way, I am drinking water out of my autumn cup that I just got very recently. I discovered that I didn't have an autumn cup, that all of my autumn cups, or I only had one. And I think I got rid of it when I moved because it wasn't a very pretty one and I really didn't like it. And y'all know the girl loves the color green. And so, yeah, so I love my cup, and it's got, I guess you all can see that. It's got flowers on the inside. It's just so floweristic. Hey, I love making up my words today. But it says autumn leaves and pumpkins, please. I just, I don't know, it's screaming autumn. I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt. I think we're gonna be sitting inside. I don't think they have an outside area. So I'll probably be totally fine sitting inside. But anyway. Okay, so getting back to my story. Basically, what I'm learning from this experience and why it's been bothering me so much, because I've literally been coming home very, very stressed out. I'm very stressed out at work. I feel like I'm getting agitated. I find myself literally not wanting to go to work. I will sit in my car to the last possible minute before I have to walk inside. I am running out the door when it's time for me to go because I just don't want to be there. I know this too shall pass, and I'm not saying like I want to leave my job. Right now, I'm just sharing with you all my story and what I'm learning about myself as I share my story. I mentioned about me in the corporate world. When I was in the corporate world, like I said, I made lots of decisions. I was totally in charge of a lot of things. And whenever we underwent any type of system change, and believe me, in the 35 plus years, I underwent a lot of system changes. And I had to make sure things ran smoothly. I had to make sure that every level of training was done. There was just a lot going on. But I loved it during that time. This job, because I am the lowest person on the totem pole, and I stress that, I am the lowest person on the totem pole. I don't have the authority. I'm not looked at as a one to even have the ability to speak on behalf of making the changes within the system and what we need to be aware of and what we need to be prepared for, because no one is looking at what I say to have any type of significance to it at all. So I have realized that because this is my first time of experiencing something like that, is causing me a lot of stress because I want to be in charge. I want to have more hands on. I want to make sure that things are done properly, and I can't. Whenever I was in the position that I was in, well, let me take you back for a minute. So the way I got to my position that I was in for the 35 plus years, I actually started out as one of the lowest people on the totem pole. I literally, over a course of some years, I climbed one step at a time, one day at a time, one client at a time, until I made myself to where I was before I left that job. That being said, I saw things from every perspective. Whenever I went through a system change, when I spoke about, we need the system to do this, we need this to happen, we need to make sure this is done, I spoke with lots of experience, because coming from the lowest person on the totem pole to climbing up to where I was, having stepped on every phase of that job on my way up, I knew how important it was for every part of that job to work, not just the top portion of the job. So with this job, and I do get that in the medical world, it's quite different than the world that I came from. The medical world, you have patients, you have life or death situations, not so much in our little section, because we're not dealing with too much, life or death type things. Medical health is very important, making sure that the students are treated properly and with the best of anyone's ability is very important. So I do get that. And I know that that has to be a main priority when we were making the system change, that the nurses and the doctors needed to know exactly how everything was going to work when they started entering things into the computer, because entering something wrong could cause a serious problem. But I also know that it's very important, again, to know all the levels, because in order to make that top level work properly, one of the positions that I hold needed to have a lot more care so that it could work a lot more better, so to speak, without lack of better words. And that wasn't done. For me, it's been hard to realize that I'm not that person in charge anymore, dealing with the fact that I don't get to make those decisions. And even though I say I want a stress-free job and I don't want all the stress, I really don't. It's just hard to be in a position where I know and I can see that mistakes are being made and not enough focus is being placed on the right things, but not having the ability to make that difference. It's been very difficult. It's been I don't know what to say. It's been an experience for me. So that within itself has caused me stress. The system is causing me stress. And so in that, I've just kind of fell by the wayside. The death of our friend has definitely caused some pain inside my heart that I'm still kind of dealing with every day. It was just something that I just didn't expect. And I think inadvertently that has kind of hit close to home with me and what I went through, and just the reality of death. That's going to be something I'll talk about in another video. But I'm dealing with all of that and trying to maneuver through life. I think I'm just at this point where I'm just kind of feeling very, very overwhelmed. I apologize for not being more forthcoming with my videos and not being on time, but I ask you all to bear with me. Going forward, I do plan to have my Saturday videos coming back, as well as I think within the next, before September ends, I'm going to have one of my PJs and coffee time videos going up as well. I am working on some things. I've just been in this little funk. What was the whole purpose of this video? The whole purpose of this video, A, was to tell you or share with you all why I've been the way I've been. And B, just to let you all know, if you're going through something with your job or just a transition in life where, it could be a career change, a job change, it could be a relationship change, whatever it could be, we have to own when we get overwhelmed, and we have to understand that it is okay. We don't need to feel as if we can't have our moments. And I've stressed that many times on my channel. I've shared with you all that There are days that I will throw a fit within myself. Obviously, I don't mean like out in public, but I will lay here on my couch, throw a fit with tears coming down my face because I'm just completely worn out or tired or whatever it is I'm going through. I have that good cry, and then I'm able to proceed on with whatever it is I need to proceed on with. So with what I'm going through now, I know this too shall pass, but right now I'm living in the moment of just being real with myself and acknowledging the fact that I am having somewhat of an identity crisis. That word just came to my mind just now, literally. It just hit me. I'm having somewhat of an identity crisis. Wow. So real. I let go of a very good job in a position where I could make some very hard decisions and good decisions and make sure that things ran smoothly, to a place where I don't have that authority. So I am learning this new part of me and trying to be an acceptance of this new part of me. And it is a little bit difficult. So I'm saying to you, if you're going through something, have your moment, live in that moment, realize that moment, but also be true to yourself and remind yourself, even if it's not something that you can have a lot of control over right now, that you will stay in control of yourself. I hope that makes sense to you all. That's what I'm working on now. I'm not perfect by any means. And I try to keep my videos so real in that when I'm sitting here on this bed telling y'all I've been going through mental, and even from the mental, physical, blood pressure went high a few days ago. It's been going up and down. And I know it's because I stress, and I'm trying real hard not to stress. See, y'all, this is where I'm like all over the place. Y'all just know that I'm trying here. So I know that it's mental and physical of what I'm going through right now, because my mental causes my physical. But I'm trying very hard to not to stress, so that I can keep my body as healthy as I possibly can. So doing things like what I'm getting ready to do now, go have coffee with Molly. I'm so excited about it. I'm trying to like make myself laugh now because I could cry and I don't want to do all that. I really just needed to kind of unload, let you know that if you're going through something, you're not alone. If you want to share something you're going through, share any thoughts that you may have, anything, suggestions for me to help me to be able to make this transition and deal with my identity crisis of that I am no longer the it person that I used to be. And this is the first time I'm being face to face with it and helping me to make my path through this and make it a successful path through this. I'm always open for suggestions. I'm sharing my story. If you want to share your story, feel free to share your story. I'm going to have to go ahead and get ready to get off now because I do need to hit the road so I can go meet my friend. But thank you all so much for giving me this opportunity to share with you all what's going on with me. And thank you all for when you message me, when you don't see that video go up on Saturday morning, you send me a text message, everything okay? And I really do appreciate those kinds of text messages because it lets me know that you are thinking about me, you care about me. It means so much to me. Okay, I just had a sneezing attack. That was intense. Not sure where that came from. Oh my. Ooh. But truly, you all being there for me is really so heartfelt. And it makes my day. It really does. And I promise I'm going to get back on track. I just need a little bit of time. I just need a little bit of patience and time, and I'm going to be back on track. Actually, I think I'm kind of being back on track now. If I can get this video edited and up, I'm going to try to get it up. Maybe this evening, if not on Monday. But you all will see it really soon, I promise. So anyway, thank you all so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you all in the very next one. Bye-bye.